prosperity, longevity in every endeavor of yours.
I want my mom to receive this,
Wow.
yes please. Because all the prosperity comes from her.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'm
Thank
really
you.
honored.
So ladies and gentlemen, here we are with UMESH PHERWANI. Glad to have you with us,
Thank you
Umesh.
so much.
A maverick of all sorts. So when we talk about a maverick, you all will be astonished to know that he is not only an actor, a model, a master of ceremonies, and that too fabulous. Moreover, he is also a very powerful influencer. And how does he influence people? With his books. He is an author. So that's why I call him the maverick of all sorts. So tell us, Umesh, you are happy writing books. This is the third book that is going to be launched soon, The Body Switch. So tell us something about this lovely book.
Well, thank you first so much for all this honor. I'm really touched, and for that wonderful introduction, Shobha Reema Renuka, really touched. Thank you. So Body Switch is my third baby. Each book for an author is like a baby, as you know. We put our heart, soul, blood, sweat, everything, hours, unending nights, and you know, we don't see the watch when we write. So this book is around 60,000 words that I've poured my heart out with, and it's basically, in short, just a journey I had undertaken 10 years ago, of a weight loss journey. Like you mentioned, being an MC, a stand-up comedian, an actor, a model. I also used to be a flight purser, so with an international airline. So all this led to, you know, somewhere along the way, I had piled on a lot of kgs, and I saw myself in the mirror, decided to lose weight, and because I'm a go-getter, I, in 3 months' time, managed to lose 32 kgs.
Super. Fantastic. My God, it requires a lot of consistency and dedicated efforts to do that.
You're absolutely right. And the journey was, I mean, it was not easy, of course, like you just heard even Ashmat mention.
Yes.
But what happened was, the best part that came out of it was I, you know, learned about diet, about nutrition along the way. And this book, after I became an authority in diet and nutrition, I got accredited certification from a university in Australia that has given me a certification in dietetics and nutrition.
Super.
So
Fantastic.
after that, I thought this is the best time to share my journey, because see, when I get clients, it's difficult to
Yes.
personalize each one. This way, I can reach out to the masses.
Correct. Umesh, you also mentioned hazards of being overweight in your book.
Right.
Kindly, can you throw some light on that, please?
Oh yeah, absolutely. See, we take sometimes overweight in a very cosmetic sense. We think that I just need to look good, we need to fit into other people's expectations of us. We need to just fit in society, of what society feels as good looking, which entails a slim fit body. But what we overlook is the fact that being overweight comes with a whole baggage of other diseases, which is not only causing us pain, but it's also shortening our lifespans. I love my family a lot, and I would want to spend as much time on this planet with them. Of course, the other planets we will be meeting, as Shobha says. But I would want to have my life, as much as I can spend with my family members. So I take care of my diet, my nutrition, my health, my body, which is my temple, as Lord Krishna says. The reason for that is because I value my family and I want to be with them.
Absolutely. If you are fit, only then you can take care of somebody else, or your near and dear ones, or your loved ones.
True.
But if you are not focused on building your own health,
True.
how is it possible that you can take care of someone else?
Absolutely well said. Yes.
Very
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
One of your book mentions that there are hazards towards obesity, some kinds of foods,
Yes.
and most of us are not aware. And
Absolutely.
there are these foods which directly take us to the graveyard. Now, taking to the graveyard is so horrific and shocking.
Yeah.
What are those foods?
And actually, that is my own statement. I used it in another interview, and I actually shot the interview when we actually shot back. He said, taking us to our graves.
Graves.
Isn't that a little too extreme? I said, no, I need to, get this inside each and everyone's minds,
Yes.
how hazardous these foods are. Number one being sugar. It's so lightly taken, it's consumed universally. It's like, poison on your, right at your dining table, and we don't even realize
They
it.
also say that all the whites, like sugar, salt, all the whites, milk,
Flour.
flour, and also what is it, curds. Any whites is very hazardous to health.
Yeah, the only exception to this is curds. Curds, for a long time, I'm gluten free, I'm sugar free, I'm oil free, I'm dairy free. But I take yogurt, and just this morning I was talking to a client and I was telling her this. She said, no, but I don't want it. Yogurt also, it's dairy. I said, I have researched it. It's fermented. When you ferment a food,
The bacillus in it is.
exactly. Wow, you know about that. Great. So it's good for your gut microbiome. So it's good for your gut. Yeah.
That is the reason for your glow on the face.
No,
Yogurt.
the two beautiful ladies next to me are bringing that.
But we have to live with the present time,
Yes,
with the hazards of the techno-savvy lifestyles,
right.
poor time management,
Yes.
and the rat race that we all are driven towards. We cannot go back in time.
True.
Are we helpless on this one?
No, we are not. On the contrary, we are completely having a bundle of choices.
Yes.
And see, most people give me this excuse, including my own family, that our ancestors were healthy. They never dieted a single day.
They used to have sugar.
Sugar
And all the
खाते
white things.
Yes.
all the white
yes,
things.
yes.
Yes,
We
and
तो सेब के हिसाब से खाते हैं.
हाँ.
exactly. But
अभी
then
भी खाते हैं गाँव वाले. हैं?
of course, yeah. But then the whole thing is, what people don't realize is that times have changed. Technology has become a boon and a bane. And at the same time, what's happened is that our ancestors were not having this wonderful magical instrument called mobile phones,
Very
which I can sit at the at the comfort of my bedroom in an air-conditioned room, press a button, and I
Don't
can
get
get.
a nice lifestyle also.
Our social is this now, which is a big hazard.
big.
And they had the inclination and the time for activity, and also at that time the food industry had not industrialized as it is today. So you'll be shocked to know that the food companies are paying millions of dollars to food scientists to come up with formulas to allow them to entice our taste buds. So that, and some companies even very proudly say that in their ad lines. I don't want to use ad lines over here. I don't want to offend any companies over here, but they actually very blatantly pronounce it that you will get addicted to our product.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what they are meaning to say is that we are sure, because we paid millions of dollars for our scientists, to come out with that formula. That once you have one, you will not stop. That's the whole thing
I'll
about
tell you about Mota wafers. I am addicted to it.
Yes.
I mean, it's such a thing that you just have one and you want to go on and on and on with it.
Right.
So these kind of products are getting you addicted to things, no? Addicted to
And they don't realize, see, for me it might just be one chip, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Then again one chip.
Yeah.
It's like I tell my clients this, when they tell me allow us little leniency or allow us a cheat day, I just tell them one thing, are you married? And they say yes. I say okay, very good, God bless you. Tell me one thing, does your marriage allow you a cheat day?
हाँ.
आप मैरिज में अपने स्पाउस को अलाउ करोगे कि एक दिन बाहर जाओ जाके मुंह मार के आओ या किसी और से मिल के आओ? Will you allow that? So they get offended. How do you say this? I said it's exactly the same with your diet. It's not even your diet; it's your lifestyle. Once you're ready, take your money back. I tell you, please, because that is not important to me. Your commitment is more important. If you're committed to this goal, I am with you in your journey. But the only reason and only thing I require from you is your commitment. Yeah.
It's
So
very
don't
important.
ask me for cheat days because
Yeah.
it defeats the purpose. I mean, if I have a little poison, it's going to be as bad for me as I have it daily or just once.
Poison is poison.
Poison is poison.
Be
Yeah,
it
sure.
little or be it.
Absolutely. And something new and sugar that most people are not aware of is food scientists have come up with something called high fructose corn syrup, which is 10 times more powerful
It
than
is
sugar.
banned in the US.
It is
On
now
several
after Netflix and all those series they have banned it, but most people are not even aware. अपने Indian common जनता को नहीं पता है.
Don't even read the labels.
They are reading अरे diet food they having,
Yes.
पर वो diet food को
Yeah,
compromise करने के लिए they are going into more health hazards. Yeah.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, this conversation is going to be a revelation for each one of us.
Absolutely.
Because I know for myself, Umesh, when I walk back home, the battle of bulges continues for me. But you know, the universe has made us come and meet you, who is known for transforming bodies. Being an NLP practitioner, you have also been transforming minds,
Yes.
but bodies also, you know, especially with your weight loss journey, yourself. You are an epitome of example, you know, of perfection to how to lose weight. You know, कितने kgs के थे आप पहले?
I was 100, I came down to 68. So
Wow.
32 kgs
32
in 90 days.
in 90.
That's what my title is, you know, flab to fab in 90 days. Yeah.
That can be a tongue twister.
It is.
Flab to fab.
In 90 days. 90 days. Yeah.
90 days,
Yes.
the journey.
Yeah.
Tell me, how did you go about this?
Well, I need to mention and acknowledge Mr. Niket Raj Dwivedi, who is a publisher of the Right Order. He had faith in me. I have met a lot of publishers, traditional publishers, and what happens with traditional publishers is that there's a long wait. Now this is my baby. अब अगर आप कोई आपको कहे कि मैं आपकी बेबी को बाद में ध्यान दूंगा, so it hurts you. So most traditional publishers were doing that with me. But when I met Mr. Niket Raj Dwivedi, who's the founder, young, dynamic personality, over a phone call, he heard my passion, and I said, you know what, this is my baby, and I'm really wanting it to come out at the hands of a publisher who values it. And he immediately gave me the thumbs up. He said, Umesh, I am with you in your journey.
Super.
His entire team, my author manager Shweta Roy, my graphic designer Vani Chandra, the entire team at Right Order, at the word go, every day, even as we speak, they are working on the book. They are marketing it, they are trying to get it at a global level. So I would say that, I've been blessed. And when you mentioned NLP, another thing that this book is going to be very unique, that's unique in this book, is because of my neuro-linguistic skills. What I have done is I have written this book in a language that speaks to your subconscious mind.
Oh.
Affirmations that will help.
And it's not even affirmations. The language used in this book is very hypnotic. So what happened was,
One example.
example, see, I'll tell you now, when I'm talking to you, it's your conscious mind listening to me. Alright, so your prefrontal cortex of your brain is analyzing information, digesting what is already in your framework, and eliminating what isn't, something that doesn't fall into your value system. But when I use a different kind of a language, then I'm not talking to your prefrontal cortex, I'm talking to your limbic brain.
Yes.
And that limbic brain is where your emotions lie, which is your subconscious. And immediately this language, that's how, it's not my concept. There's already a book written on it, on how to stop smoking. That entire book is so amazing that once somebody reads it, I forgot the author's name, it's Alan something, A-L-A-N something, and Dr. Alan, and he's written this book in a hypnotic way, which, assures you all you need to do nothing. Just read this book.
This is some kind of self-hypnosis.
It is a self-hypnosis.
We are going to work on ourselves.
Yeah, see, hypnosis is nothing. People have such a lot of misconception about hypnosis. People
What?
think, yeah, I'll be in a trance, I'll be made to walk like
Pendulum,
a
the
pendulum.
pendulum to oscillate.
Or movies have spoiled that concept. I'll be walking like a duck or a chicken. वैसा नहीं होता है. You are in control all the time. When even you are in a hypnotic spell. But what happens is that basically your subconscious mind has been awakened without you even realizing. And my guru in this, who I followed, I didn't have the chance to meet him, is Dr. Milton Erickson.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the father of hypnosis, and I've researched his books on, he's made people walk. People who have been paralytic, sitting with him over a session, he's made them actually walk. So he's no more, but he's somebody who is, been a very, very
Your
big inspiration.
You know what? Very few people have talked about the weight loss journey, the way you are talking about, and I'm sure this is going to hit the market because हम जब weight loss की बात करते हैं, it's a battle of the bulges. हम खाली food control और mind control की बातें कोई नहीं करता. I think so. Your book is going to be epic.
Yes, and they say, there's this very beautiful saying. In fact, Shobha also had said it once in one of the interviews that, half-baked knowledge is
Very
worse, is dangerous than having no knowledge. It's better to be foolish than have half-baked knowledge.
Absolutely.
99% people, and I can say that with conviction, 99% people
I
have
agree with
half-baked knowledge on
Yes,
this.
yes.
On food
Very
science.
Not on only this, Umesh, if you go to see, there are various subjects in the market also where people have no knowledge at all,
Yes.
or the knowledge that they have is all from half-based knowledge, which
Yes.
is not the right contribution to the society, to our generation in future, because they are not going to get the clarity of what the base of all this is.
True.
So we are setting a wrong example to our own generation.
Very true, very true.
So either we have full knowledge on a subject, or we rather not have any knowledge and start afresh.
Yes.
But having half knowledge in any subject for that matter is very dangerous to the society.
That's the first thing I do with my clients, and first of all, I don't take on many clients. I have just a handful of them. I have purposely kept my fees so high that, I want that commitment from the person. And the reason I wrote this book was that, at a very cheap price, I'm pricing it just at 500. I can reach out to as many people as possible through this, because not everybody can afford, and secondly, it doesn't cause me that disappointment when I lose a client who just gives in to their temptations. Though I cover every part, I have given them access to me 24 hours. I say 2 in the morning, if you feel the craving, call me up. Don't go for that craving. I have given them all those tools, that whenever sugar craving arises, what you need to do. So most people are not even aware. So there's this, I really, really recommend this to you. There's Dr. Julia Ross from California, who I've researched. She's written 3 books, and her books are like 1,000 pages. And what she says is that cravings are a result of a lack of amino imbalance in the body. So the moment you fulfill that amino imbalance, your craving diminished 99%. So for me, I also have a sweet tooth. I had a sweet tooth, but I overcame that with an amino called L-glutamine. It's very easily available in the health food stores, and all you need to do is just ingest half a teaspoon of it every day, and immediately you're raring to go because you don't have any cravings. People can keep a brownie or a whole bucket of ice cream in front of you. You won't touch it. You won't touch it. Yeah, it gives you that power of choice. Most people are reluctant because they are helpless. They are abhi to kha lete hain. Oh, abhi word is I hate that word. I don't use the word hate often.
कल से diet शुरू करते हैं.
Kal se, yes.
Tomorrow
kal se.
never comes.
Or my mom's favorite line, she'll say, "Aaj to cheat kar le."
By eating.
By eating. Beautiful. I like that.
You also
Actually, let me interrupt you, Renuka. That could have been a fab title for my book.
Die
Eating. Beautiful. By eating.
The next book.
It's a beautiful title.
The next book.
I had, one other witty title I had thought of was The Fault in Our Starters.
Yes.
So from the
It's
movie
like the fault in the
Stars. Yeah, so I had named it. It looked funny and witty, but then I said, "Kitno ko aayega yaar?" Most people get lost. They're kya starter ki baat kar rahe hain?
Ladies and gentlemen, this maverick and who is so health and fitness conscious is also the Mr. Grasson, Mr. India. Which year was this?
2003. Mr. India, Mr. Popular 2003. So that was again, fabulous journey, and I think I've just been God's favorite child. I would actually, God also takes a second seat. My mom comes first.
Absolutely.
So I think,
You're
her
blessed,
blessings, absolutely. So things worked out. 3 years I was rejected by Grasson. Each year I would go and I would be rejected. Something or the other would go wrong. The final year when I was selected for the auditions round, just a couple of months before, I lost my dad. So it just shook me, and I was not in the right place. But my mom said, "Nahi, tu ja, it'll make your dad proud." And that year, though I was not in the best physical form, I still got through. So, and 35,000 people apply for it. They shortlist, and they take the final 32 to the finals. And from that, there are 5 winners. I was one of them. So, Mr. Popular, Mr. India, Mr. Popular.
So how did this transformation happen, and how soon did you see the results of the transformation from being a model to a health coach and a health fitness freak?
Right. Health fitness again, came about after my realization of, converting my half-baked knowledge into complete knowledge. Earlier, what used to happen is I used to do this.
You're so honest of that word, Many seldom do we want to say My half-baked knowledge is what I'm working on.
Absolutely.
I love you for
no,
this.
and still it could be half baked still now, you know, because it's never complete.
This
As even I hear her interviews, so I know Shobha has mentioned this a couple of times. She emphasizes on correct because she's an NLP trainer herself, and she had told me once, Umesh, मैं trainings नहीं देती हूँ because out there people out there they are misusing their information. They are not using NLP in the right way. So which I respect, because she has the knowledge, but she wants to give it to the right people. So same way, with I'm sorry, your question was that about understanding. Sorry, what is this?
Journey from
Yeah, journey and the half-baked knowledge you said. Yeah. So the whole thing that happened about the weight loss transformation came about with adversity. Actually, let me tell you. So my first big adversity was losing my dad, like I mentioned to you. And after that, the second adversity was losing my job. I was with an international airline. And at the same time, I was balancing my acting career. So like in Movers and Shakers, Shekhar Suman had told me that Umesh, tum bahut aage jaoge. And in spite of that, I went on and joined the airlines. Ki nahi, main dono karunga. I was challenging my limits. And when I lost that job, it shook me. And the final straw that broke the camel's back was my divorce, my first divorce. That completely shattered me. Actually, having a million pieces, my heart was broken into. But then, I actually had a choice, victim or warrior. I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, I am not happy with the way I look. I took my shirt off. I was flabby. I'll show you my before-after pictures. Very, very, I wasn't happy with myself. I said, I need to do this for myself. I said, today's the first day. I didn't wait till tomorrow. I said, today's the first day.
Now.
I got onto the journey right that very moment. And in 90 days, I got 68. So that's how the whole transformation came about.
So adversity in everyone's life makes you stronger.
Yes.
Correct? So are you saying that those incidents that touched your life at that time have also inspired you to do a lot of things to keep your loved ones and yourself intact?
I am telling you, I would owe all my success in terms of hard work to my adversities, because it completely comes as a wake-up call.
Yes.
A friend of mine just sent me some pictures at a party that had gone to, both of us had gone. His name is Salim Khan and he's with Emirates. So he just sent me, he said, Umesh, your pictures, this is you. And I'm having a huge plate filled with food. Absolutely, in my very, like my mom would say, Sutro lage. Golu modu, totally. And that pictures I'm going to be showing it on the.
And Sindhis are known for they are good eaters.
Well, my mom has this wonderful belief that if you have a nice paunch, बड़ा, तो मतलब
खाने पीते कर
आपका काम अच्छा चल रहा है मतलब. मैंने कहा मेरा काम चलेगा जब पेट फ्लैट होगा. Even Shekhar Suman has done that. He said इस पे कुछ ऐड मत करना पेट पे. इसको फ्लैट ही रहने देना. So, the whole thing, transformation has been because of the adversities. Absolutely because of that.
So before we end this lovely conversation, it's as I said, it is a self-inspirational for each one of us.
Absolutely.
And a revelation for us to understand why we are not conquering over our, overweight and obesities.
Right.
Parting words of wisdom for our viewers. Synergize के जो नए viewers हमारे साथ जुड़ेंगे, नए पुराने लोग, उनके लिए
Yes,
कुछ कहना चाहेंगे आप?
दो चीजें कहना चाहूँगा. एक तो जैसे आपने बहुत beautifully point out किया, mind and body. So I just want to combine those two words. I follow Dr. Deepak Chopra, and he uses the word body mind. He says it's not separate, both are connected.
Absolutely.
जिस दिन आपने realize किया कि my mind is my body and my body is my mind, you will stop, differentiating between the two and start working towards your goal.
Synergize.
So,
Synergize, yes.
Talking about this, एक question आ रहा है मेरे मन में, mind and body. तो अभी मैंने बहुत recently जो event किया था रेडियो क्लब में, वहाँ पर मैंने एक sentence बोला था in my interview to the press कि nowadays people are actually working in the reverse direction. What I mean by reverse is हम physical activity पे, physical body पे बहुत ज़्यादा focus दे रहे हैं. However, mind पे कोई focus नहीं जा रहा है.
Absolutely.
When I'm talking about mental health.
Mental health.
So coming here to synergize, mind and body needs to be synergized. So what is your idea about we like I said, going in the reverse direction, whereas we need to focus on our mind first and then the body physically becomes fit.
Very
What
true.
is your idea about
Absolutely, you said it all here, Shobha, and it couldn't be said more beautifully. I remember your Masa awards
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
did,
Masa.
and of course, and that
It
was
was
again
on-
a unique
It was on mental health awareness.
mental
And
health
all
awareness.
occult science, specialists and experts were.
So I
Yes.
had told them there that, see, however much you work on your body physically, but if your mind and your emotions are not clear, you are bound to either put on weight or catch up on some disease or whatever,
Right.
because your emotions are not clear.
Right.
However, it goes the other way around also. If you're doing physical activity, your mind is opening up.
Yes.
There's no blockage, there's no
Yes.
stagnancy.
Yes.
Okay, so both go hand in hand is what my concern is. However, our main focus is only physical health. Though I am not against physical health, but at the same time, like you said, like Mr. Deepak Chopra says,
Yes.
mind and body go
Yeah.
hand
Body
in hand.
mind. He just said
Yes,
it's body
body
mind.
mind. They have
Absolutely.
to
See,
go
most
hand in
people are not aware of neuroscience. I have done my graduation in neuroscience in an online university from Harvard. I had the luck to attend that course.
You use the COVID.
Hmm?
The COVID
During my COVID period,
yes.
I utilized that in getting online courses. This one was by Dr. Robert Sapolsky, who's a wonderful trainer at Stanford actually. That's the university, Stanford University, and neuroscience, and it's basics to as advanced. In that he mentions about all the different neurotransmitters and our endorphins and everything that is concerning us, our well-being. And as Shobha rightly pointed out, we don't understand it. We don't even understand or interpret our emotions right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because they play a major part in your body. You see, आप 2 घंटा वॉक कर लो, आप 2 घंटा जिमिंग कर लो, और घर पे आने के बाद में दुनिया भर का स्ट्रेस आप बॉडी में इनकलकेट करते हो,
Yes.
तो उसका इफेक्ट तो that gymming and that walking is making no sense.
Negate हो जाएगा वो.
Absolutely
Exactly.
no
And
sense.
people don't have even the basic knowledge about depression. I have a few friends at the gym who consulted, one of the friends who consulted me about his son who's undergoing anxiety and depression. And he's like, मैं उसको बोलता हूँ यार, just come over it, be happy. I'm like, अगर I told him that I gave him this example. I said, अगर आपका leg fracture हो जाए
हाँ.
और आपको कोई बोला अरे come over it,
हाँ.
चल start walking.
हाँ.
Will you be able to walk? See, नहीं वो तो fracture है ना. I said उस बेचारे का mind fractured है. I said उसका mind fractured है.
एक क्लाइंट मेरा है अमरावती से, ठीक है? He is going through a divorce phase. Now, he is being in touch with me as my client for the past 6 months. I've been doing constant healings for him. At the same time, he sees results and again he goes back in the shell. He sees results and he goes back in the shell. So I told him, I said, you need to be receptive.
Yes.
If you don't change your thoughts,
Yeah.
मैं जितना भी यहाँ से healing भेजूँ, it will not have any effect on you because you're not receptive. आप अपनी सोच को ही नहीं बदल रहे हो. If you are with the intention of taking revenge to the people, how the healing
Exactly.
work?
This is what Tony Robbins, if you've heard of Anthony Robbins, he says it's called self-sabotage.
Yeah, self-sabotage.
Where you are your biggest hurdle for your success. If you see success, you will purposely go and do something
Exactly.
that will negate that
Exactly.
success. So
Okay.
exactly this, yes.
So one last question before we wind up the show, Umesh. It's your birthday month, coming month.
Yes.
And also it's the inaugural month for Synergize,
Absolutely.
right? So how do you feel being on the cover of Synergize for your birthday month and getting it as a surprise for you?
Well-
How are your feelings? Mixed feelings? क्या है? मतलब क्या चल रहा है मन में?
एक दो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट हमारे न्यूरो ट्रांसमीटर्स होते हैं, डोपामिन, सेरोटोनिन,
हाँ.
और वो दोनों का एम्पल रिलीज हो रहा है अभी. दोनों का सिनर्जाइज हो रहा है.
Synergizing, absolutely.
So I am really honored, I would say. I feel really honored to be part of this wonderful, magazine. I wish Synergize all the best of luck. The intentions are in the right place. The team is in the right place. Their mindsets are so well collaborated and synergized.
Yes.
So only good things can come out of this. My best wishes, and I feel honored to be on the cover of this wonderful inaugural issue of Synergize.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Umesh,
you,
for being
thank
on the
you.
show. Thank you.
Thank
This
you
is
so
also
much.
wishing your book release, The Body Switch.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.